we're talking 6 nasty areas in the RV that need to be cleaned. These are areas that you don't want to forget about and that need cleaning, that you might overlook and not think about, that may be creating unwanted scents and smells in the RV. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Somebody's got to do it.
Due to the gross nature of these RV projects, viewers may want to look away.
Hey guys, welcome back to Why Wait. I'm Chris, and today we're going to talk about 6 nasty areas in the RV that need cleaning. These are some areas that you don't want to forget about, kind of out of sight, out of mind. You may not so much think about them, but they can build up some pretty nasty funk, and every once in a while you just need to go ahead and check them, get them scrubbed, because they may be creating some, unwanted smells around the RV, and you want to take care of those. So anyways, some of the stuff in this video today may be a little nasty and graphic, so I'll try not to film some of the grossness, but just a heads up on that. And obviously we're in the bathroom. We're going to start here because quite a few of them are in this area. And the first one we're going to talk about is the toilet. So the first spot I want to talk about is the pipe going down to your black tank. And let's just talk about kind of an easy, quick, fast way to clean it. And it doesn't need to be cleaned all the time, maybe once, twice a year, but I'm sure you've seen it before. And kind of look down there and there's some nasty buildup that gets on that pipe. So the first thing I like to do is shut my water off. Now, I have a water shutoff that I installed behind my toilet, so I don't have to shut the water off to the whole RV, but this will be a lot easier if the water's not running while you're doing this all the time. So we can just simply shut the water off back here, hold this pedal down. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty gross down there. So what I like to do is I just get a cheap toilet brush from the dollar store. Spend $1 on this. We're going to use this one time and then we're just going to throw it away. Okay, we're not going to save this and reuse this. We have a different toilet swab that we actually use to clean the toilet, and that's actually kept right here. And it's kind of neat. It's more like a spongy kind of thing. This is from a company called Gabe's Pride. It's kind of a neat, easy way to clean. I think it does a lot better than these bristles on this style toilet. So speaking of Gabe's Pride, we actually just like to use their Gabe's Pride bathroom cleaner. Now this is a company we've been working with for years. They have great products, environmentally friendly, not strong scents. They really do the job, and we have videos and a whole playlist on Gabe's Pride cleaning products. You can go check that out. But we have some of the Gabe's Pride cleaner in this spray bottle right here. So I like to just try to spray a little bit down in there. I like to get a lot on this brush, get it down on the walls there, and just simply, we're just going to take this dollar cheap brush and we're going to get in there and we're going to scrub those walls real good. Yeah, clean it up real good. And while I'm scrubbing this, I will say another thing that you want to do, maybe as twice a year as good maintenance, is get you some plumber's grease and keep your valve right here greased up so your flopper's constantly working. That's something I want to do, and we have other videos on that too, but just this is a good time to do it where you got the water shut off and everything after you clean it all. Go ahead and take some of that plumber's grease and grease your ball valve up real good so that the flapper keeps working properly and holding water. But we're just going to keep scrubbing this here, get all this nasty stuff out. Okay, that's it. I'm just going to get a little cheap plastic grocery bag. I'm going to put this in there and just toss it. I mean, you could clean it too. You could keep it for $1, but for $1, I do this once, twice a year. I'm probably just going to throw it away instead of trying to keep it somewhere stored around here. So that's number 1. Let's go ahead and stay in the bathroom and move on to number 2. Okay, the next 2 I want to talk about, we'll just stay right in the bathroom here and jump over to the shower. And that's down in the drain here. Now, just like a house, drain's going to get nasty. You're going to get a buildup of hair and other stuff. And they need to be cleaned. Sometimes these RV shower drains can be a little bit different from a residential one. Ours is pretty straightforward and simple, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We just pop the cap off and you can clean it out. And ours just goes down a straight pipe right into a P-trap down in the basement. Now, other shower drains in these RVs sometimes will have kind of like a little rubber flange, almost like a little gasket. And you have to be a little more careful with those of shoving things down in there. You could ruin that and screw it up. I went ahead and checked ours out and it doesn't have that. But let me just go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Now you guys may have seen or used one of these before probably. Obviously you just stick this down in the drain. All these little edges are going to catch all the hair and everything and pull it out and clean it out. Pretty useful to have around here, but this is not something you want to use if you do have one of those little rubber flanges down in there, because this would kind of destroy it and mess it up. So go ahead and check that out first. And an easy way to check that is you can usually just pop off this cap. Sometimes you can look down there and tell, but the best way is to follow your pipe down into your basement. And you're going to want to do this anyways, because down in your basement should be the P-trap for the shower if you have one. Most RVs do. I simply disconnected that P-trap and I can look right back up the pipe and I can see straight right back up into my shower. There's nothing there, it's just a straight shot. And you want to remove that P-trap anyways, because we're going to talk about that. That's something you want to clean as well. But since we don't have that, we're actually just going to run this down through here, get it cleaned out and get it kind of all unclogged. And then you usually want to clean down inside the drain as well. So we'll just pop that off. And again, do the graphic nature, guys. I warn you, if you have a wife with long hair, this can get kind of nasty sometimes. And you can fish that in there and you can pull it out. And again, yep, you can see the hair coming out and the nastiness. And yep, there we go. So there's even some little aftermarket things that you can buy that you put in here that will trap some hair. And let me just go ahead and take the camera off that while I talk about this so you're not staring at a nasty clump of hair. But another thing to do is actually just get some cleaner and a brush and scrub out that and just kind of scrub in this area as well. Get that all clean. You're gonna get some funk that builds up in there that can create smells. Let's move on to the next. The next spot would be the dreaded shower track. If you have the glass sliding doors like many RVs do, you know, you got the 3 shower track down there and it just gets nasty, it gets disgusting, it's hard to clean. If that's the case, this little brush from Gabe's Pride and using the Gabe's Pride cleaner, it's really a must. This makes it super easy. It's a heavy duty brush. I just squeeze some of the Gabe's Pride in there, agitate it, clean it. I'm gonna, refer to some old footage of ours when we used to have the shower track, but we actually got rid of the shower doors, and now we have this little door right here, and we have a whole video on that if you're curious about this. This is a Nautilus retractable shower door from a company called Stow It. This thing saved us 66 pounds by installing that. Those shower doors were over 60 pounds. This one's 6 pounds. But anyways, I'll put a link up to that video if you guys want to go check that out about that shower door. But the shower tracks are just another nasty spot in the RV, which is a little bit more visible. Most people see and think about and clean it, but I just wanted to kind of show you that, the Gabe's Pride and the brush and how we used to clean it. So, okay, one more thing in the bathroom I want to talk about, and that's right here with the sink, and that's going to be the P-trap underneath the bathroom sink, as well as your kitchen sink, and even the shower P-trap that's probably located down in your basement, which we talked about earlier. Now, if you guys jump underneath your bathroom sink here or your kitchen sink, you're gonna have a P-trap in the pipe, and the idea of the P-trap is, it holds water. Water always stays in here, and that creates any kind of smell coming up from the tanks back up through your drains. Now, while that's great, sometimes these P-traps over time, because they are sitting stagnant, holding water forever, it can get pretty slimy, pretty nasty. And when you're brushing your teeth or something else, you may start to get a smell, and that may not be coming from your gray tank, but actually from the P-trap here, which has just kind of built up some funk and nastiness over time. So it's really easy. I mean, you're gonna wanna get a bucket and put it under here, but all you have to do is simply unscrew these 2 things right here, and the P-trap just comes right off. You can empty that water out, get a couple paper towels, spray some cleaner in there, scrub it out, clean it real good. You'll probably be amazed at how nasty and disgusting it gets. That's something that we've started cleaning once a year just because we started noticing the smell, and I'm pretty sure it was coming from these P-traps right here. Now, I will say we did just recently do these the other day. Ours are clean, so I don't really have any nasty stuff to show you. It's actually what inspired me and made me think about doing this video right here to talk about some of the more uncommon areas that don't get thought about or get cleaned after I just cleaned these out the other day. So yeah, but just trust me, it gets pretty nasty, slimy, and some kind of stinky buildup inside these things. Okay, we got 2 more things we're going to talk about. And by the way, if I'm missing anything here today, go ahead and comment down below and let me know maybe some nasty places in your RV where some funk builds up or something you got to kind of clean every once in a while, every year that I'm not thinking about. So let me know if you got some strange places in your RV that tend to build up something nasty and need to get cleaned once in a while. But for now, we're going to go ahead and jump into here. We got 2 more to talk about. The last one's going to be outside. This next one may not be for everybody, and it's going to be if you have a washer and dryer in your RV. If you don't, just go ahead and skip this and jump to the next one where we go outside and talk about the last thing. But if you do have a washer machine, we're going to talk about these front load washer machine styles. They can definitely build up some mold, some black, some goo, some nastiness. Talk about a few tips and tricks to prevent it from getting nasty and how to kind of clean it when it does get gross. So let's do that. We got a tight little space to film this, but these rubber gaskets right here can get pretty nasty, moldy, and mildewy over time. And the biggest problem is it's a damp environment and there's not a lot of airflow. And that usually comes from the biggest problem is when you're done using it, people close the doors and keep them closed, and that's not good. With these front-loading washing machines, you want to keep the door open as soon as you're done using it. We keep this little towel on standby right here. After we do a load, we actually wipe this door down, and then we go ahead and in the rubber track right here, we take this towel right here and we kind of go ahead and soak up any water that builds up and just sits in here. And then we actually just kind of hang this towel right over the door right here. That way it doesn't get closed all the way. It'll stay open and have enough airflow, because when you close this closet door, that would normally be the issue. But we can actually close the closet door if we want, and it still keeps this door from closing all the way. And we've noticed a big difference from doing that. In the beginning, we would just close the shower door, we would close the closet door, and it would just build up and get hot and moldy and mildewy nasty in there. So that's the biggest thing you can do on these washing machines is, even if you want to keep the closet door or maybe wherever your washer is stored in your RV, but just try to keep this door open all the time after you've done a load of laundry. Now, we use a few products routinely. You have the Tide washing machine cleaner, a Fresh. You have these tablets in here and you can run these on a wash cycle. That's something I would recommend doing quite often. You're going to notice after you use one of these and you open the door, there's usually a pretty nasty stench, and that's because it's loosened so much crap and garbage up, you're smelling that. So even after we use one of these, then we continue to run another cycle of hot water and rinse and get everything cleaned out before we do another load of laundry. So using one of those probably once a month is a great idea. Now, if you do get a nasty buildup in here, which we do from time to time too. Now, we've cleaned ours not too long ago, so it may not look that nasty. This can actually usually be a really dark black in here. It can be kind of slimy. But a few things we do to clean it up once in a while when it just gets really bad is, again, we'll take our trusty Gabe's Pride brush right here. This is our little bathroom cleaning cup. And I'll put a little bit of bleach in here, and I'll use this. And I'll put a little bit of bleach in there, let it soak for just a few minutes, and I'll scrub it real good with this. I know bleach and rubber isn't the best thing. I'm not exactly storing the bleach on this rubber. Just to clean it with for a little bit and then do a rinse is not going to hurt these gaskets. And I'll say another trick, and you may want to use this, you may not, but there's a product called 30 Seconds Cleaner, which is almost basically kind of like bleach, and I use it sometimes on the roof and around the RV and other things. It's a great product if you just want to get something clean. I will use the 30 Seconds Cleaner in here as well. It does an outstanding job at cleaning these gaskets up. And then again, we do a super hot rinse a few times, run everything through the cycle before we do a load of laundry. But some bleach or some 30-second cleaner, getting in here, scrubbing this out every once in a while, it's just a great idea. And then leave the door open to get that airflow, and you shouldn't have too many issues with this. Okay, let's jump outside and talk about the last one. Okay, last one on the list of 6 nasty things around the RV you need to clean every once in a while. And this is one that I do about every 4 months maybe, and this might pertain a little bit more to people who are stationary longer periods of time like we are, because when we are, the clear elbow right here gets really nasty. It just gets the green algae build up in it. It gets real gross looking. Let's be honest with you, it's not something that needs to be cleaned. It's really not going to affect anything. It's just something I like to do every once in a while, because when I do move the RV and we are going to start traveling again, I don't want to be connecting a disgusting, nasty slimy clear elbow piece right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect that, close all my grays up. And again, when you're stationary like we are, we tend to just leave our grays open, 24/7. Washing machine, showers, we always leave the gray tanks open. We also have a P trap in the sewer hose out here to keep any smell from the sewer coming back up, as well as the elbows, as well as the P traps inside. But by leaving those grays open 24/7, you do get the constant flow of kind of water that just flows and drips out of there, and that kind of creates a nasty sludgy mess on this. So we're just gonna disconnect this, pop it off, and soak it real quick. It only takes a few hours to soak in that, get it all cleaned up, rinse it off, reconnect it. Honestly, sometimes we'll even take this little hose I have right here, close it up, and do the same thing, soak it, because it gets pretty nasty inside of it too. I know, it's a sewer hose, it's gonna get nasty, but maybe I'm just OCD like that. Anyways, guys, those are just a few things we do around the RV. Hey, appreciate you stopping by, checking out the video. See you next week. Get out there, start your full-time RV adventure, because why wait? Later.